comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's DK Russo here from a Funko podcast, and in today's video, I'll be ranking every FunKon 2021 exclusive from worst to best. But before that happens, make sure you press that subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, let's check it out. So like I said, in today's video, I am going to be ranking every FunKon 2021 exclusive, and I'm talking everything. Pops, sodas, the lounge fly bags, the t-shirts, the box of fun, and even that stupid f***ing toy. Speaking of stupid toys, that's going to kick off this list as the worst exclusive, which was called the Travel Portal Battle World toy. I think this was such a pointless exclusive for a Comic-Con. You could have easily done some sort of cool Marvel exclusive instead of this, like, I don't know, Jimmy Woo from WandaVision, Harley from the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Could have been any one of those two, but you decide, let's make a toy that's most likely going to be a sight-sitter on the Funko shop. Moving up on the list, we have the Hello Kitty Lounge Fly Bag, which, one, I don't collect any Lounge Fly bags, and two, I'm not a fan of Hello Kitty at all, which is why it is very low on this list. Then as terms to Funko Pops, the lowest ranked one we have here is Mexico from It's a Small World. This is an okay pop, except I felt like it shouldn't have been a Comic-Con exclusive. It would have made more sense if it was a Disney Parks exclusive because it is a ride. So I feel like it would have been more suited there instead of taking a place of what could have been a potential Disney or Pixar pop, like let's say something from Toy Story or even an Up exclusive. Then we got ourselves Black Noir from The Boys, which I've never seen The Boys before, and this pop to me at this moment kind of looks like just a normal like G.I. Joe retro toys pop. It looks like that one they announced earlier in the year at Funko Fair. Then we got ourselves the Kaboom cereal Funko Soda, which I've never heard of Kaboom cereal before. I know this is the most limited, I guess I would say, because it's 3,000 pieces and not way higher, like a 10 or 15,000. I know there's gonna be people, especially if you get in the lottery, you're gonna want to get this, and especially if you get that chase, that is a pretty low limited piece count. But to me, it just looks like a creepy clown, and I wouldn't care about getting this. Moving up the list, we have the Drummer Mcnugget from the McDonald's lineup. I think this is the same situation as the Mexico pop, where I felt like this shouldn't have been a Comic-Con exclusive. It should have been more of like a normal exclusive. This is being shared to Hot Topic, so maybe it should have been a normal Hot Topic exclusive, since we've already had a normal Target exclusive McNugget with the Scuba McNugget, if I'm not mistaken. They should have added a pop like, I don't know, Mac Tonight as an exclusive McDonald's pop. That would have been cool instead. Then we got ourselves all four Tokidoki Pops, and it's actually in the order that I want to mention them in, which is kind of going clockwise. So we got Sabo-chan, Caramello, Sandy, and then Scooter. I like Scooter the best because I kind of like that colorway that's going on with that pop, and I think with the majority of these are just repaints of already existing Tokidoki Pops, and I think Scooter, if I'm not mistaken, is a newer character. I could be totally wrong. Plus, it's a limited piece, so why not kind of have that limited piece more higher on the list? Up next is the Tangled Lounge Fly Bag. I've never really seen Tangled before, but I know the backpack is based off of that one kind of lizard character, if I'm not mistaken. And I think for Tangled fans, this is a pretty cool item. As we go more up on this section of Pops, that was kind of like the I would absolutely not get those items, but this is more of a meh, won't get it, but I can at least live with it. And to kind of kick off this section of the list, it is the Diamond Collection Squirtle. I think this pop is okay. I mean, I don't like the idea of Diamond Collection Pokemon pops, and the Squirtle, after seeing a live video, did not look the greatest in my opinion. I thought maybe because of how well the Vaporeon looked, that maybe it was water type Pokemon that actually looked pretty good in Diamond Collection form, but this Squirtle does not look the greatest. Up next is Danger Mouse, which I don't know what Danger Mouse is, or who Danger Mouse is, I should say. I know of the Funko Soda, which is how I know of this character, but I mean, I felt like this could have been just a normal Funko Shop exclusive release and not a Comic-Con release. Then we got ourselves the Diamond Collection Bulbasaur from the Pokemon lineup, and I thought about adding the Pokemon Pops beside each other, but I felt like The Diamond Collection Bulbasaur actually turned out really well. They showed it off on a live stream, and I actually like how the Bulbasaur turned out. It's about up there with the Vaporeon. I don't think it is better than the Vaporeon, but it actually is one of the better Diamond Collection Pokemon Pops. Then we got ourselves Smaxy the Seal from Sugar Smacks, which I don't know of this character at all, but it is a part of that Retro Ad Icons lineup where there's the Tony the Tiger also, and I think this makes sense as a Comic-Con exclusive, so that way if you make retro pops of, let's say, Toucan Sam or Lucky the Leprechaun, they are more accessible to us Funko fanatics. Then we got the Jakku version of Ray, which is a part of the Across the Galaxy set going to Amazon, which this is being shared to Amazon. This is a weird Funko Pop because we've gotten so many Rays. I know it's a part of that Amazon set, but why not make this just a normal Amazon exclusive and not a Comic-Con shared with Amazon exclusive? I think we should have seen a pop like a Mandalorian character, maybe Luke Skywalker holding Grogu as a Comic-Con exclusive and not another Ray pop. Then we got Nubia from Wonder Woman. It's really cool to see more Wonder Woman pops, especially with the 80th anniversary set coming out, and it's even cooler to see characters that aren't Wonder Woman for this set. Next up we have Stargirl, and although I don't really know DC that much, I mainly put this because of the fact it's a limited piece and it's a really cool outfit of the character, which I like better than Nubia. But other than that, I don't know this character at all. Then we have the Imperial Palace Deathstroke. It's cool that they're making more Imperial pops, especially because some of the other ones, especially those metallic ones, are kind of like really limited and it's kind of impossible to get, but this one is okay. But I feel like though it's more of an upgraded suit of his current attire and not like it's Deathstroke dressed up in that Samurai Imperial outfit, unlike the other one that we will be mentioning, which I find is better. Then we have the metallic Snow White as a part of the Pop and Pin bundle, which also comes with the Lounge Fly backpack. I think this pop is pretty decent, except the fact that this was already announced originally as a Funko Shop exclusive, but for some reason now it's a FunKon exclusive and not a Funko Shop exclusive. And I guess the last pop to kind of top up this meh section is the Walrus with Carpenter Pop and Buddy for Alice in Wonderland. This is a really cool pop, and I always like Pop and Buddies because you get charged pretty much the normal $15 Canadian, or I think it's $11.99 US. I can't exactly remember the conversion for a pop, but you get more bang for your buck for that normal price by getting a miniature secondary character with that pop. This next section is kind of like, this is not bad. I mean, I'm still not going to get it, but this is not bad. It's a cool Comic-Con exclusive. Kicking off that is the Snow White bag from Lounge Fly, and it's really cool because it is the Queen, I'm pretty sure, and then you have the kind of mirror with Snow White in it. I'm not looking at any photos, so I can't really go into so much detail, but this is a really cool backpack. I actually like it better than the pop itself. Then we have the Harley Quinn soda, which has a metallic chase. I don't remember the ratio because they didn't actually announce this with the DC set, which is weird. They just announced it through the Funko app. Harley Quinn soda is alright. If I were to choose one, I'd rather want the Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn rather than this version. This is the classic look of Harley Quinn, and all the chases is metallic, so it's like, you could have done better. Like, even a color swap would have been better than just making it metallic as the chase. Speaking of Suicide Squad, the next pop is TDK, or also known as the Detachable Kid. I'm kind of pumped for this movie, considering that I thoroughly enjoyed the first one, and I'm really excited to see what the Detachable Kid does, and I really like the detail involved with the Detachable Kid Funko Pop. However, I don't see myself picking this up, which is why it's kind of low, but it's cool that they made this as a Comic-Con exclusive. Then we got the Doctor Strange Lounge Fly. I don't know if it's bag or mini backpack. I'm kind of confused between the two of them. This is okay. I like Doctor Strange better than essentially Suicide Squad, so that's kind of why it went higher on the list, even though I don't collect Lounge Fly bags. Then we got Dr. Fate from the Justice League. I know a lot of people were hyped, but this is my own personal opinion, and I don't know who Dr. Fate is. I don't really focus on comics because there's just too many comics to read and too many characters to kind of, memorize, so I don't really know much about Dr. Fate, but the overall character sculpt, I guess, the look of it, is pretty cool. Then we have Filibuster Leslie from Parks and Recreation. Now, I know a lot of people are hyped for this, but personally, I'm not, because one, I don't really remember this scene involving Leslie Knope, and two, I actually am not a fan of Leslie Knope at all. If this was, let's say, Ron Swanson or another Andy Dwyer, I definitely would have put this higher up on the list. Then we have the Blacklight White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, and I think this is a cool pop, especially with the Blacklight Alice in Wonderland pops that launched on the Funko shop last week, and they sold out quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised if this pop also follows that trend in that it sells out quickly. I'm a pretty big fan of the Blacklight series, especially with how cool the boxes look. It's very different from your traditional box, but at the same time, I don't really know of or like Alice in Wonderland all that much. Then we have Roboto from Masters of the Universe. This is a pretty decent pop. I like the kind of mechanical chess piece that's going on. You can see the gears. But speaking of gears that look better, then we go to Cobra Bat, or B-A-T I should say, from G.I. Joe. And this is a little cooler because I like the mechanical parts better in the chest than the Roboto, and how they are 3 different colors of red, green, and I'm pretty sure yellow. So it's a really cool and unique Comic-Con exclusive pop. Up next is the Webster Funko soda from Masters of the Universe. This is a pretty cool soda, and it's glow in the dark, and I can only imagine though how not the greatest it's going to look glow in the dark, because blue isn't the greatest when it glows in the dark, but Webster is a unique looking mold of a character. Speaking of Masters of the Universe soda, up next is the Prince Adam Funko soda, and Prince Adam essentially is He-Man before he becomes He-Man. So it's cool that they made him a soda, and I'm surprised they made this a Comic-Con release and not more of a common release. And the last item to kind of fit this not bad category is the Pokemon Lounge Fly Bag. I think this is pretty decent. I like how they added, I'm pretty sure, the 3 starter Pokemons of Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, but once again, Loungefly bags aren't really for me. Now this next section is like, this is decent. So kicking off that list is the 3 Musketeers Mickey Mouse. I was a pretty decent fan of the Donald Duck that was released for WonderCon, and only assuming that we're probably going to get Goofy for New York Comic Con to kind of fit this trend, but it's cool that we ended up getting Mickey. Up next is Whiplash from Masters of the Universe. I like the mold of this character, and it definitely looks better than the Roboto in my opinion. Then we have Batman with Scythe, which I think is a pretty decent mold of Batman, considering that we have gotten a ton of Batman pops and I'm kind of sick of the Batman lineup, but this is a pretty cool exception. Alright, so before we move on to the next pop, I actually forgot to add an item in this part of the video, which is the Lounge Fly Jack and Zero bag that glows in the dark. I think this is a really cool bag, and it definitely deserves to be in this part of the list. But moving on to the next pop. Then I have Shockwave from Transformers, and this is a pretty decent pop. I know people are pumped for this because they wanted this since the first set of Transformers Retro Toys pops came out, but to me it just looks like, I don't know how to really explain it. It's just all purple, and there's not really much detail as terms to this compared to the other Transformers pops that we have gotten in the past. Then I have Blade from the Marvel lineup. It's pretty cool that we have a Blade pop. I don't think we've gotten a Blade pop since like one of the first waves of Marvel pops ever back in the day, like 2011, 2012. So it's cool that I think we were getting a remold of that character. Then I have the Falcon that's part of that Marvel lineup also, and I think that's really cool, especially because it's a different take as terms to the colors, because normally we are used to seeing like, I think red and white for the original one, or like red, white, and blue for the Captain America version, but then you have like yellow, red, and black with this, and I think it's really cool. And then I have here the Thor Funko soda, and I think this actually is the last of the Funko soda, so this essentially is the best Funko soda on this list. And I like the mold of the Thor in this, and I like how it's a blacklight chase, and it's really weird because normally we see blacklight chases for the villain pops, but now we're getting them with the hero pops. So maybe if they make more classic Marvel characters, they'll make the blacklight chase, which definitely makes sense because they do have the blacklight Marvel pops that normally go to Target. Up next is the Harry Potter with the winged key. This is actually a pretty decent Harry Potter pop. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that they keep making just Harry Potter himself, but compared to a lot of the Harry Potter pops overall that we've gotten in the last year and a half, this is actually pretty decent compared to some of the ones that we've gotten, like the Patronus pops, and I like all the Harry Potter pops that have him flying on the broom. I think that's really cool. Next up is the Imperial Super Commando from Star Wars Rebels, and it is really cool that we finally have a Rebels pop, which is why it's kind of higher than a lot of these pops on the list, although I don't really remember this character from Rebels. I actually thoroughly enjoyed Rebels more than Clone Wars, and now I'm hoping there's a new wave of Rebels pops coming out, considering this is kind of like I guess, a sneak peek of what we could be expecting. Then we have the Beast bag from Lounge Fly, which is the Beauty and the Beast. Beast is what I'm talking about. Obviously, you see the photo right there. It's a really cool bag. The whole picture of the Beast on the bag is really cool. Once again, it's just not for me though, but the detail is really cool. And to end off the decent section of this list is the Box of Fun. Now, although I feel like a lot of people want to put this higher up on the list, I know that the Box of Fun mostly contains of Freddy Funko as a certain character, and I'm not really the biggest fan of a lot of those pops, especially because the majority of the time it's just let's slap a normal Freddy Funko head on a current character's body. But it's also kind of this high in a way on the list because of the fact that it was announced that one of the pops that will be featured or that you could get in this box is a Brian Mariotti and Mike Becker 2-pack, and this is an awesome 2-pack to obtain. Now we're going to the really cool section of these exclusives. Rocketeer flying. I think this is really cool, especially for those Rocketeer fans who couldn't obtain the very first Rocketeer pop that is probably 3 or 4 digits. It's up in the hundreds at least for the original pop. So it's really cool that you have a newer mold and it's in a flying pose. Then I have listed down the Russo brothers 2-pack. I think it's long overdue that these two have a Funko Pop of themselves. We've gotten so many directors before them, but you got the Russos and they're really well known, especially in the MCU. So it's really cool that you actually can get them in Funko Pop form now, and it's limited 2,000 pieces. So it's cool that they made it a limited piece in a way. Then we have Demongo or Demongo. I don't know how it's pronounced. This is a really cool detailed mold. I really like the detail involved with this character, which is why it's kind of in that really cool section. Although I'm not going to get it because I barely watch Samurai Jack. Then I've listed down White Lantern Sinestro for the DC lineup, and I think this is a really cool Comic-Con DC pop. And if I'm not mistaken, this may be the first Sinestro pop since like those OG Sinestros from 2011 Wave 2 DC pops. I could be wrong, but I'm more than certain that it actually is. And it's cool for, once again, those fans who never got those Sinestro pops, that now we have a newer type that isn't like obviously the original Sinestro, but it's White Lantern, so it's really cool. Then I have listed down the Moobies mascot. I don't really know much about the Moobies mascot and really Jay and Silent Bob overall. That's more of MD's alley as terms to fandoms, but it's really cool to see these kind of obscure ad icons that you don't really know about, but they have really cool detail on them. Then I've listed down the C-3PO and R2-D2 Lounge Fly bag. It's Star Wars, so obviously it'd be higher than that Moobies. I mean, it's Lounge Fly, so it's not going to go any higher. Then we got the die-cast Captain America, which the concept of a die-cast pop potentially being all metal is really cool. I'm really curious to know about, is it a 4-inch pop and it comes in this like cool box? Because the box kind of looks like what you would pack 18-inch pops in, but I don't think it's gonna be that huge. So I'm probably gonna have to see some videos once people get this to further my opinion about this pop. But so far the concept, really cool. Then we got the Xanathar, I think it's pronounced, D20 from Dungeons & Dragons. I have been a big fan of the Dungeons & Dragons pops since the Gelatinous Cube, and they keep exceeding our expectations. We have the Gelatinous Cube, there's that GameStop exclusive Mimic pop that's coming out, and now we have this character of Xanathar with the D20 dice, and I think this is going to be one of those pops, of course, like the Gelatinous Cube, where people at first are going to be like, I'm not going to get this pop, it's D&D, but then you're going to decide you're going to get it, and it's going to be worth money in the future, which I really love the detail with, especially the eyes involving with this character. Then I've listed down the Imperial Palace Martian Manhunter, which is definitely better than the Deathstroke because it gives that feel of this is the DC character in that kind of samurai outfit, and the green of Martian Manhunter really pops out well with that attire that he's wearing, which is why I think, in my opinion, it is one of the better DC Imperial Palace pops that Funko has made. Then I have listed Capwolf, which I think this is a really cool Funko pop, but I think a really big missed opportunity that happened with this pop, and it would have been higher if it happened, is if they made this pop flocked. It definitely would have made sense, but it's still a really cool pop. Then I have listed the Belly Dancer Homer from The Simpsons. It's always cool to see some Simpsons pops, but at the same time, I felt like this was a little bit lackluster because it's a new variant of Homer and not a newer character like we've been seeing with Milhouse and then in New York Comic Con 2020 we had gotten the comic book guy, so it would have been really cool to see a newer character that we haven't seen yet instead of a revamp of an already existing character. Then we have the 1500 piece 10-inch Galaxy Galactus, I'm gonna call it. This is a really cool Funko Pop, and the overall design is really cool, even though there is that controversy over the custom version that was made by Abernathy Customs. This is still a really unique Funko Pop, and it's cool that they actually made it. And then the last item for this really cool section is the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast. I think this is really cool. Some of the Beauty and the Beast pops are a little meh, like that Belle with the green dress from Emerald City Comic Con earlier this year, and then the Enchantress was alright from WonderCon this past year, but this really exceeds those two pops by a long shot. This wardrobe pop looks awesome. I love the detail involving the kind of robe on the one door, and you kind of see the shelving units inside of this. Well, I mean, it is a shelf in a way, but I mean the drawers in the wardrobe, so I think it's really cool. Now, this is the section of pops where I am either going to get them or I'm really considering getting them. I'm kind of on that fence of, oh, do I want to cop for this, or oh, these are really cool. So kicking off that is the Cronk as Scout Leader from Emperor's New Groove. It's always cool to see Emperor's New Groove pops now, ever since I want to say it was last year's San Diego Comic-Con with the Yzma as Cat, and then we had gotten the Scientist Yzma and Cronk pops for WonderCon a few months ago, and now we have this cool variant of Cronk, which I don't mind that there's another Cronk, because Cronk was my favorite character in Emperor's New Groove, so it's cool that they have this variant of Cronk. Next up is the Ghostbusters Lounge Fly Bag, which this thing is sweet. I love how it's in the shape of the Proton Pack, and it's so awesome. I love it. Or the Ghost Trap, I think it's called. The problem with lounge fly bags, or the majority of them, the size of the bag and how small the straps are. If I tried putting on the majority of lounge fly bags, I feel like the straps would break on me. Then I have listed the Virtual FunKon t-shirt. I think this is a really cool idea for a t-shirt, and you can get it at Funko Hollywood, I'm pretty sure, if you're a part of Fun Days, which I kind of wish that I was there, but unfortunately, one, I don't have the money to fly out to California, and even if I did, the borders are closed here in Canada because of the ongoing pandemic. And then next on the list, you probably see in this photo why I kept it up, is the Fun Days game shirt. I think that's a little bit cooler because the theme of fun games, you got the 4 different teams, but that's a really cool t-shirt, and it would be cool to own that t-shirt. And I might as well mention these two pops because they're from the same set next, and that is the My Hero Academia pops of Gang Orca and Fat Gum. And as shown on the photo, it's actually listed in the order that I do want to mention right now, which starting off with Gang Orca. This is a really cool detailed pop. I've seen My Hero Academia up to season 4. I'm waiting for the entire English dub to be released for season 5 before I watch it, but Gang Orca was a really cool character. My only gripe is that I wish there was a 6-inch pop. And then Fat Gum is awesome. It's cool they made a Fat Gum pop. He is from season 4, I believe. My only gripe with that is the fact that they should have added a mouth. I think it would have been really cool to add a mouth to this pop. Otherwise, it kind of looks weird, but it's still cool with the detail as terms of the outfit and the fact they made it a 6-inch pop. The second last pop I have on this list overall is the Stanley Hudson as Samurai Warrior from The Office. This is really cool, and it's awesome because this is the first ever Office Comic-Con exclusive that isn't a Dwight Schrute variant, and I really love the fact they went with Stanley instead of, let's say, let's start making Michael exclusives or Jim exclusives. It's Stanley, who only has a few variants of himself, but this is really awesome, and of course I gotta get it because, as you see on my walls here, I have the Office pops. I'm trying to get a complete set, so I gotta get this pop. And the last FunKon exclusive, my favorite FunKon exclusive from this entire con, is the Crash Bandicoot in masked armor. And although I collect The Office more than Crash Bandicoot in a way, as terms to my ranking list of what would I get before, the thing is that we see a lot of Office pops being pumped, but we haven't seen a Crash Bandicoot Funko Pop in 2 years, since 2019 with the Pop Rides, and I'm pretty sure the Tiny Wave with like the spinning Crash and the Tiny Tiger, I think, was a part of that wave. But it's cool that we see the return of Crash Bandicoot Pops, considering we got the soda earlier this year. Hopefully this opens up the idea of a cool new wave of Crash Bandicoot Pops to come out later this year, especially because of the 25th anniversary happening this year. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of today's ranking video. If you enjoyed this style of a ranking video, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite FunKon exclusive was, and let me know what your worst FunKon exclusive was in your opinion. And like I said earlier, press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways guys, thank you for watching today's video and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at a Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.